A very good evening to you all, and we welcome you to the 40th Annual Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Classic right here on the Kahok Sports Network, and welcome you to our one and only free live stream on day number 1 of the Holiday Classic. As the host, Collinsville, will have all of their games for free here on the Kahok Student Broadcast Network. The Kahawks take on the Carbondale Terriers. Winners got the Woodlands Christian Academy tomorrow in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic quarterfinals. Here at Fletcher Gym, the loser will go on to play in the Holiday Classic tournament consolation game against the Oakville Tigers. That was a big win for Woodlands Christian Academy, 66-29 in the last game. My name is Matt Clark, joined along by Zach Roseman. A friendly reminder, this is, again, the only free live stream of today's action. And, of course, only the Collinsville games will be streamed here on the Broadcast Student Club Network. But just something to monitor. Remember, if you want to get all the games if you want to watch all the games here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic, go to Collinsville's Huddle fan page. We actually have that game. We have the game on that as well. It will be Collinsville against Carbondale on that page. Todd Duke and Dr. Chris McCluskey have the call on that game. They're the main broadcasters for the Kahok Sports Network. And again, you can get all the other games here from Fletcher Gymnasium. And if you can't do that, well, then come join us here at Fletcher Gym. Should be a lot of fun. It is going to be a fantastic tournament. But for right now, it is Collinsville against Carbondale. We got some technical problems off the bat. We're going to try to solve those as quick as possible. And if we don't solve them, then we'll get them taken care of tomorrow. And if not, the day after that, we will figure things out here. But it's super exciting. Collinsville, the defending Prairie Farms Holiday Classic champions. They won last year's tournament after an amazing victory over Quincy to finish things off. They're looking to go back to back. And if I'm not mistaken, for the Kahawks, that has never happened for Collinsville High School, so it'd be really, really cool for them to accomplish that in this season. Collinsville in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic, in their history, 102 wins, 47 losses. They got 2 titles in the last 5 years. They won one in 2019, and they also win one today. We're about a minute away from play. Carbondale made it to the consolation title game, or pardon me, they did make it to the consolation title game last year and finished 2-2 as they lost the consolation title. It should be a doozy, Zach Rosen.
Yeah, it should be. Should really be a fun one here as getting ready to go. Small change to the starting lineup. Evan Wilkinson will get the start over Donovan Coates tonight for small little clerical error on Donovan's part. He should be in here pretty quickly. Nice crowd on hand here at Fletcher Gym, getting ready to go. We got the starting lineups, and I'll go ahead and let my partner Matt Clark here give them here to you all here.
So the starting lineups here, this is for the Carbondale Terriers. Jackson Marlowe Evans played in last year's tournament. He's number 1. He's a junior, 13.6 points per game. Davin Woolley, sophomore, is playing at number 11. Caleb Lilly is a junior, number 13. Corey Don Keene, a senior, 6'1", will be number 23. And the starting lineup rounded out by McCaden Green, a junior, number 24. McCaden averaging 10.4 points per game and 9 rebounds per game. Again, the quick change in the Collinsville starting lineup. Donovan Coates will not start in this game. He's leading Collinsville in scoring as Carbondale gets their starting lineup announced right now. Taking his place is the senior Evan Wilkinson. He will start alongside Jace Wilkinson. They are not related. They just have the same last name. Chase Reynolds, a 2-year varsity starter, starts as well. Senior Stanley Carnahan played in last year's Holiday Classic Championship. He starts as well. And Solomon Talbot, the 6'11 senior, I believe he is the tallest player in this tournament. He starts as well. And boy, we are in for, in my opinion, a really good game today. Again, winner plays the Woodlands tomorrow. Loser has got the Oakville Tigers in the auxiliary gym. Collinsville looking to make it 7 Holiday Classic titles. If they could do that, they would have the most out of any team. And they've got a great student contingent here, great crowd. The Kahok Hall of Fame is going to be announced in a little bit. That'll actually be announced at halftime. Just to give you a review on the Collinsville Kahawks season so far, they are 6-4 coming into this game. They lost their opening game in overtime to Heron here at Fletcher Gym. Then they won 4 straight to move to 4-1. Since then, they have won just 2 of their last 5 games. They lost at Bevel East, they lost to Bevel West. They beat East St. Louis here in overtime. That was a big win. Beat Granite City, who plays a little bit later tonight. And they went to O'Fallon. That was a difficult loss, unfortunately, for the Cahoks. That was their last game. Ben Okoro had a tip-in at the buzzer to win it for O'Fallon, or with seconds to play, rather, as they just came up short in that game. O'Fallon, of course, already punched their ticket into the Holiday Classic quarterfinals, so that loss doesn't look as bad as it seems. On the other end, Carbondale 6-4. We'll talk a little bit about their game and their style of play a little bit later. Zach, what you think?
Yeah, it should be a pretty interesting matchup. One big thing is Carbondale do not have a lot of size. The tallest starter is 6'2". Obviously, Collinsville can have 2 guys taller than 6'6", at or taller than 6'6" with Carnahan and Talbot. Obviously, it'll be a little interesting to see how Solomon does guarding a guy that small out on the perimeter. We may see Collinsville go zone. They have gone zone some this year. We'll see what they try and do against this Carbondale team, who, despite being kind of a new look, really only 2 guys that saw much of anything in terms of playing time last year. But we'll see what happens here. Cahoks will be in their standard home whites, purple lettering and numbers. Terriers of Carbondale in the black with white numbers and trim. And Matt Clark here will describe it all for you here. Here we go.
Collinsville going for their 7th Holiday Classic Championship. A good start as they win the tip. Collinsville in the white, Carbondale in the black. Cahoks from right to left on that screen of yours. Thank you so much for joining us for the 40th Annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Wilkinson, a starter today, can't make the 3. Rebound came to Carnahan. He's battling inside there with Corian Keene. It's taken away, and Jackson Marlowe Evans will come in with it. Evan Wilkinson starting over Donovan Coates today. Coates is expected to play later on. He's just not starting, and he's a big player. The Edwards will transfer, so Collinsville will take him whenever they can. Jackson Marlowe Evans played in last year's Holiday Classic and was pretty strong for Carbondale. And, of course, the main player for Carbondale last time was DeCarl Payne. He was really the star for Carbondale. He made the all-tournament team, but unfortunately he graduated after his senior year. Marlowe Evans, late in the shot clock, couldn't get it, and Carnahan has gotten busy on the boards early. Now Wilkinson in transition. Cahoks looking for their first points. Chase Reynolds rattles a 3 in and out. Marlowe Evans picks it up. And again, he's that main offensive threat for Carbondale, but he's already facing some trouble. There's a jump ball. Cahoks won the tip. It'll stay with Carbondale.
Yeah, good hustle there. Looks like they've got Coach Lee going ahead and having Talbot match up with McCaden Green. So fair amount taller is Solomon, but we'll see how well he does matching up with a more perimeter-oriented player. Now they're trying to maybe exploit that matchup, see if they can get Solomon switched on to one of their main scorers.
3 drops down for Corian Keene. He's got 18 threes on the year. Carbondale is a team shooting 37% from 3. Opponents just 27%. Carbondale 6-4 on the year. Both teams have played 1 common opponent. That was Heron. Both lost. There's a loose shoe out there. Jackson Marlowe Evans is playing with 1 boot right now. Carnahan puts up the miss from Talbot, and then Talbot falls to the floor as Green got in there. Marlowe Evans is going to leave his shoe be. And he might shoot a 3 here with 1 foot. He's playing with a sock on right now. 6 minutes to go. There's another 3. Talbot played off of that. Good rebound there from Carbondale, and Corian in and out. Rebound to Carnahan. Keene was the shooter there. And then there is a loose shoe.
Yeah, so they'll go ahead and blow the whistle now. It would have been kind of fun there. Had a couple of weird instances like that. One of the McClure North players, getting a little banged up and then essentially kind of playing on one leg, hits a 3 from the corner. Nothing quite that heroic from Marlowe Evans, but he's got the footwear back on, and he'll get back to action here.
Cahoks have won their last 6 first round games here at the Holiday Classic. Last time they lost in the first round was in 2017. Reynolds can't hit the 3. Marlo Evans finds the board, and the Kahawks have not gotten the rebounding advantage that they've wanted to so far. Still looking for those first points of the Holiday Classic. This team is good offensively, though, so they will eventually come. And Donovan Coates still sits on the bench for Collinsville.
Yeah, missing their leading scorer doesn't help. Donovan can certainly score a little. As a nice finish there from Davin Woolley, one of the key wide receiver, I believe, for the Terriers football team. One of two key football players getting the starting nod here on the hardwood for the Terriers.
Carbondale 52.3 points per game. Their opponent's 48. Jace Wilkinson hits a three. And he has been sort of the secondary option to Donovan Coates this season. He's really grown into a point guard role and has had a good season for Collinsville. And he's been able to hit those shots. He's small but mighty.
Not a real big
Good
guy.
kick out, and there's the three in response by Caleb Lilly. What were you going to say there, Zach?
Yeah, nice. Yeah, he's really, seeing a lot of the work that he's been putting in over the summer, and did not get a lot of varsity playing time last year, but he's earned that starting role. So we'll see what he's able to do. Looks like Carbondale in his zone.
Wilkinson cannot hit the three, and Solomon Talbot wasn't able to find the rebound. Lilly with it now. And a very good start for a Carbondale team that was not expected to win this game. Marlo Evans way short. And Talbot, an almost a weird outlet pass. Carnahan's up the middle, and thought he might slam it in. He loves to dunk it, Stanley Carnahan, but instead he'll just lay it in. And Stanley's got his first points, the senior who's averaging 5 a game.
Yep. Got Coates in there, set to come in here at the next opportunity. Chase Fike will be the first off the bench for the Terriers.
8-5 Carbondale leads. Foul inside on Wilkinson, and Donovan Coates is coming off, and he is preparing himself to come in. He sits the first 4 minutes, but Coach Lee brings him in. 19 points per game this year for Donovan Coates. He had a 25-point performance against Rochester, 29 against Mount Vernon, 24 in the opener against Heron. Struggled, though, on Friday against O'Fallon, only 7 points.
Yeah, 33 in a losing effort against Belleville East. Scored all but 2 of the points the Kahawks had in the second half as try to work it inside, and I don't know if that's super advisable, but it's working out okay. Solid defense there.
Carnahan gets the takeaway, and Collinsville will try to slow things down. We'll see if their offense changes with Donovan Coates in the game. Carbondale has started strong under their very experienced head coach, Jim Miller, who was out for a couple years and then came back. Reynolds got a three. Second three of the game for the Kahawks. First Chase Wilkinson, and then Chase Reynolds, who has gotten a lot better from deep.
Yeah, he's started to develop that three-pointer. Still definitely kind of playing that distributor role, leading the Kahawks in assists, but, any scoring that he can get helps to take the pressure off of Coates and Jace Wilkinson. So it, balance helps you a lot. We've seen what balance scoring can do for you. Just look at what Althoff and, to an extent, even the Woodlands Christian have been able to do. Is to apologize for the not great video quality, working to try and remedy that as best as we're able. We have a foul called, I believe.
Yeah, we're both us here at Collinsville, or both the Kahawk Sports Network on Huddle Fan and YouTube are streaming this game, which may mean an internet overload on our system. So we had it worse earlier today in Game 1. This is certainly a little bit better as Carbondale turns it over. Also wanted to mention Chase Reynolds is committed to play at SIU Carbondale. So Carbondale's coming down to play Collinsville here right now, but in a little bit in the next fall it'll be Chase Reynolds coming to Carbondale to play collegiate football.
Yeah, nice to see one of 2 Division I signees for the Kahawk football squad this year, along with Devin Habermel, who I'm sure is here.
Coates, Talbot with his first paint touch, and it's stripped away, this time by Fike, who goes down the middle. Great find, and Coates with the rejection on Marlo Evans. He got back in transition and made him pay. Then Reynolds turns it over. Back to Carbondale here with Woolley.
Yeah, Terriers showing some good fight. Really good paint defense, helping down hard on Talbot and Carnahan. Have done a good job containing them as, thought for a second Kahawks were maybe going to try and switch to the zone, but sticking in the man-to-man at least for the moment.
Green with a deep three correction. Keene there, his second three of the game, and not much Stanley Carnahan can do from a Collinsville perspective. And even though the Kahawks tied it back up, Carbondale's able to hit a couple of shots, and so right now the Terriers' defense is really making an impact. Coates for three. Yes, sir. To respond, he hit it from the left wing.
Well, I guess we saw what Howie Keene was able to do in the last game, and so we'll see now here Corian Keene doing some work as a three-pointer missed there by Fike.
Yeah, they are not related, Keene, or Howie Keene and Corian Keene. Reynolds had a lot of space, then Fike came out to guard him. Donovan Coates' first points of the Holiday Classic. The pass inside. It's tipped by Carbondale. It'll stay here. And Carnahan will come out. Wilkinson back in. Donovan Coates, the transfer out of Edwardsville High School, played his freshman year here at Collinsville, then transferred to Edwardsville for sophomore and junior year. Comes back to play his final year with some old buddies of his, Stanley Carnahan and Chase Reynolds, who he's been playing with since he was a young kid. Coates. Now Reynolds, Collinsville working through their offense. And Wilkinson almost lost it there. Under a minute to go, tied at 11 here in Game 6 of the Holiday Classic. Wilkinson for three. Missed it. Talbot almost had the rebound. He was well positioned. And then the steal from Wilkinson and the score.
Yeah, nice job there from Evans sticking with it on the defensive end. Not somebody who's going to get a ton of steals, but gets a good one there and gives the Kahawks, I believe, their first lead of the game.
Yeah, first lead of the game for Collinsville after Carbondale came out early and had a 5-point advantage. And so things have just stopped up here for the Terriers offense for a little while. Coates, good pressure defense. Reynolds picks it up. He's one of the best steals per game guys in the entire area. Collinsville will hold for one here. 15 seconds to go. Talbot's looking for it in the post. Coates drives inside, finds the contact. He'll go to the line for two shots. Great awareness there from Coates for the bump that put him to the free throw line. And so it felt like Collinsville's offense kind of flipped a switch when Donovan Coates came in. And he has the privileges of pretty much scoring however he pleases for Coach Lee.
Yeah, but, we talked about the importance of balance, but, if Donovan's going, you don't want to say, well, you don't want to tell him not to shoot. As in half a quarter, he's got 4 points now and looking to make it 5.
82% free throw shooter on the year. He's now 42 of 51, so that's also a big reason why he has these high-scoring performances. He gets it done at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's maybe a little lower in the super high-pressure situations, but here in a relatively low-pressure environment, he's almost automatic as
Marlo Evans hits the jumper right before the end of the first quarter. That was a defensive breakdown on the press from Collinsville, and they're made to pay. 8 minutes of basketball done. That last shot did not hit. Collinsville takes a 2-point lead in their first quarter of the 40th annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. We're back after this on the Kahok Student Broadcast Club Network.
Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855.
We are back here at Collinsville High School, 15-13 Kahawks to start out this first quarter. I want to remind you there's still 2 games on day 1 of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic to go. It'll be Mundelein and Lincoln playing at 7:30. Mundelein likely without their star guard Derek Bishop. That makes it a tough game on them. And then Belleville East takes on Granite City in a old Southwestern Conference game. Now Granite City not in the conference. That's at 9 o'clock, and you can catch both of those games exclusively on Huddle TV. Search Collinsville, Illinois, and you can get those 2 games. Of course, those are through a pay-per-view subscription. Wilkinson. Early money trying to find Talbot inside. That touched Talbot last. And they have really sunk inside, forcing Collinsville to shoot, and Talbot is not on the score sheet yet.
Yeah, Caden Green doing a really good job fighting down there, giving up a fair amount of height and probably a little bit of weight, but he's done a pretty good job. Got to give him credit here on the much larger opposition in terms of Talbot, as another steal there for Reynolds.
Second steal of the game for Chase. Coates ahead of the pack, puts it in. And even though Donovan missed the first 4 minutes of this game, or was on the bench for those first 4 minutes, he leads the Kahawks and leads all scorers with 7. Marlo Evans is called for the offensive foul. Good defense there by Chase Wilkinson.
See Corian Keene come back in for the Terriers. Stanley Carnahan and Kamari Mays, the sophomore younger brother of Kahawk legend Rayshon Taylor, all-time leading scorer, who
he won an MVP here for Collinsville and helped them win the 2019 edition of the Holiday Classic. That was a great year for Collinsville that was shortened due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Chase Wilkinson pull-up jumper. Carnahan got the rebound in the midst of 4 Carbondale players, and one of them's called for a foul there. That's Cordion Keene. Carbondale, their first year in the Holiday Classic was last year. They became the 61st team to participate in this tournament, the 48th team from the state of Illinois. The Woodlands Christian Academy became the 62nd team to participate when they won 66-29 earlier today. They were phenomenal, and the winner of this game will face them in the quarterfinal. Wilkinson, a 3 off to the right. Coates was trying to find a way to tip that into his hands. The rebound does end up falling to Caleb Lilly. 6.5 minutes to go here. Collinsville keeping pace, but would like to stretch this lead out a little bit longer. Marlo Evans is fouled by Carnahan. Jackson is going to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, Marlo Evans, mentioned leading scorer, and with the top 2 scorers from last year's team for Carbondale to Carl Payne graduating, Jarens Howard Jr. with his dad accepting an assistant coaching position at Arizona State, obviously moved away from Carbondale, and so it'll kind of had to do some work. We talked about it with O'Fallon, kind of a new look group for Carbondale a little bit, and so but they've gotten off to a fairly good start, playing in a pretty tough South 7 conference. You've got, strong teams, Centralia, one of the winningest programs in the country, and Cahokia have looked very much improved from after a couple of not very good years. So they're going to get after it, and they've hung around here with the Kahawks so far through the first quarter and a bit.
10 seconds on the shot clock here. Collinsville's having a lot of trouble, and I don't know if they know it. 5 seconds. Jace Wilkinson is going to have to heave one here. Instead, Coates from really deep. Almost hit the 3. It ended up hitting the shot clock, so to be out of bounds. That would have been the shot of the day so far. Collinsville is going to call timeout after that bit of a rough stretch on the shot clock right there. We'll take the timeout with them. 30-second timeout, and we'll return after that here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic.
Looking for a new place to catch the game with a cold drink and some great food? Look no further than 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville. 1101 Bar and Grill features pizza, burgers, wraps, and salads, plus 7 large screen TVs to catch the latest Kahawk games and all of the pro sports across the spectrum, and all the college football and basketball you can handle. 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. Call 1101 Bar and Grill for carryout orders at 618-223-1332.
Welcome back here. Collinsville leads by 2. Coach Lee was not too impressed with that last offensive possession, so he called timeout, trying to rally the troops here as Collinsville looks for a 7th consecutive tournament victory in the first round. That's per se. 7th tournament championship is what Collinsville's looking for, and if they win this year, they'll be back-to-back tournament champions for the first time ever. Illegal screen. It's going the other way. Dion Overy, called for the foul. He's a 2 points per game scorer that came off the bench, and that means Reynolds will check back in for the Kahawks. Carbondale led by Jim Miller, who's in his 26th season as Carbondale head coach. Miller was the head coach for Carbondale for 23 years until he retired in 2021 after the pandemic, but he returned last year for his second stint, and he has won more than 430 games for Carbondale. That's the third most wins by any coach in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. The only two above that, Darren Lee, Neil Alexander. He's coaching against Lee right here. First time these two teams have played in a long time.
Yep, not the first ever matchup. I'm sure Collinsville, before the institution of the, we have a foul down here on one of the Terrier players. Before the creation of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic, Collinsville were participants in the annual Carbondale Holiday Tournament, which is no more. And so when they discontinued that, Carbondale needed a little bit of a home, tried to get something going with Marion, but that didn't work out. So now here they are up in Collinsville, so it kind of comes full circle as nice three-pointer there from Jace Wilkinson.
Jace Wilkinson knocking down a three, and Collinsville is needing some of that shooting right now because Carbondale is fronting the post inside, and it is causing them, the Kahok, some problems getting it to Carnahan and Talbot. Overy, that pass is stripped, and Reynolds has it. Oh, beautiful handles by Reynolds, but too many handles. Marlo Evans with the steal. Shot fake, pull up, in and out. And Reynolds will corral it, and I'm sure he'll be a little more careful. No, he won't. Long pass forward to Wilkinson, who threw one up. He was bumped before he could get the shot up, and that will be the fourth foul on Carbondale. Correction, fifth. So Jace Wilkinson's going to the line for two shots, and so that's going to be a problem for Carbondale here in what has been a tight game so far. Jace Wilkinson, 68% from the line, 26 of 38 this season. First year as a varsity starter. Played on JV last year, also came off the bench sparingly for varsity. The Collinsville team that won the Holiday Classic last year and won more than 20 games. Caden Green back in for Carbondale. Last year, Jace Wilkinson averaged just under a point per game, so a big jump for a guy that's now averaging 12.1. Split the pair of free throws there, Jake Wilkinson. Mixed up with Jake Wilkinson, former Kahok player who I had the pleasure of playing with.
Older brother of Evan. Mentioned no relation between Jace and Evan.
No, not at all. Chase Fike around the screen, and a high archer over Talbot, nowhere near the rim. And now leading the attack is Jace Wilkinson. What a block by Lilly with the rejection there. It got stuck in the rim. We had a wedgie to jump ball. Carbondale has the arrow.
Yeah, so nice job there seeing Kaylin Lilly listed at 5'9". Probably not. That's probably about right. And he got up there pretty good. He is, Lilly is the receiver. Woolley is the quarterback. So, again, one of the other of the football players, as Carbondale does a pretty good job breaking the press there.
Now, Collinsville trying to switch it up defensively, but having not a ton of luck. Woolley. Now Fike inside. This is Green trying to go around Talbot, and the pull-up too strong from Cawthorn.
Xavier Cawthon, a freshman into the game for the Terriers.
He'll be the only freshman that will likely see the floor tonight. Collinsville doesn't have a rostered freshman on their roster.
Only rostered freshman for the Terriers. At least, or actually that's not true. There is one other one.
Wow, Jace Wilkinson is catching fire right in front of our eyes. That is, if I'm not mistaken, his third three. He's got 10 points. First Kahok into double figures.
Yeah, Jace, obviously, it's not that Donovan hasn't been scoring, but again, when you have balance, you're going to have success. And game Donovan had a season high at 33. Collinsville lost. So it's, yeah, scoring is great, but there has to be balance. As a tough shot there from Fike.
Hit the top of the rim, and Collinsville can bring it the other way. They've slowly but surely taken control in this second quarter. Coates an open three. He knew he missed it short, almost followed it, and then Solomon Talbot thought he was called for a foul, but instead it's a timeout by Carbondale. 30-second timeout for Jim Miller's squad, and we're back after it on the Kahok Broadcast Club Network.
Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistants Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers, in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Kahok Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Kahawks!
24-15. Thank goodness that's the score, because that means Collinsville has the lead. We are finishing up the first half here of game number 6. And Collinsville has had a strong showing here, especially defensively in this second quarter. Pull-up Jay, no good. Rebound Carnahan. And Carbondale, again, their offense has gone just a bit cold, which has been sort of their Achilles heel in certain situations. They do average 52 a game, so not good news if they're not hitting. Carnahan was open on the block. Ball fake, puts it up and in.
Carnahan with his second bucket of the night, trying to get that post presence involved. As mentioned earlier, Carbondale really have done a pretty good job of kind of shutting down Talbot. As
Carnahan picks up the rejection. He teamed up there to block that shot with Solomon Talbot. Wilkinson races ahead of the pack. Reynolds dishes it. Wilkinson missed it short. Thought he might have gotten his 4th 3. That one came off the hands a little odd.
yeah,
Jayhawks by double digits, 90 seconds to go. Woolley, 7.2 points per game this season. Threw it up there, lost his balance right at the end. Oh, what a pass from Talbot. Wilkinson tried to get it, and my goodness, they are going to say that's Carbondale ball. Thought it touched last. It was touched last by Cawthorn. That might have been just off of your screen. Bit of a wild shot there. It's been up and down. Sometimes that gets our camera going a little wild, but we appreciate your support nonetheless, and we'll try to get it figured out as best as possible. Pull-up jumper off to the left from Chase Fike, and Collins will bring it the other way with 60 seconds to go. Collinsville doesn't have to rush much anymore either. They've only given up a couple of points. Talbot with his left hand, that's his favorite hand, missed it short. Coates a good rebound.
they're going to look to repost, and saw there, Solomon got it there in the post, and he got triple teamed almost immediately. So really trying hard to deny, and it's worked fairly well.
This time Carnahan, that's set up because of a fantastic pass from Donovan Coates. And Carnahan was left wide open. If you can get that around the front like Coates just did on that pass, you're going to be successful. Shot clock turned off. Jayhawks by 15 here. Trying to go back to the Holiday Classic quarterfinals and beat Carbondale. Deep 3 there. Short. Collinsville's going to have the last shot. Reynolds across half court. 6 seconds to go. Might try to make it alone. Wilkinson steps into a 3 and connects. Jace Wilkinson with one of the best shots we've seen to beat the buzzer at the end of the first half. And after a sluggish start for the Jayhawks, they've really got it going here. They have a 16-point lead on the Terriers. A fantastic defensive first half. But not only that, Jace Wilkinson with 4 threes. That was impressive right at the end there, Zach.
Yeah, it was, and we'll go ahead and let things go here. Kind of got the crowd going here. Very good crowd on hand. We'll go ahead and take a break.
We will take a quick break. Zach Roseman is going to bring in the halftime stats coming up next. You are watching Collinsville basketball at the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Championship.
VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is one of the area's longest-running VFW posts. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is your place to meet and join other area veterans. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville offers all kinds of activities to help our veterans, as well as engaging the public with fun, food, fellowship, and a great time for great causes. Blood drives, fundraisers, raffles, and a Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday night. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville has event space for your parties, celebrations, and other get-togethers. For more information, check out the VFW Post 1117's Facebook page or call the Caseyville VFW at 618-344-9878.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahawkSports.com and the Kahawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Kahok Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Kahawks! The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at collinsvilledailynews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of Kahawk sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community. Helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at collinsvilledailynews.com, on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
We welcome you back here into Fletcher Gym. Just finish up the introduction of the 2025 Collinsville Hall of Fame Collinsville Hall of Fame class. And I'll go ahead and give you all a quick rundown on that. For the athletic side of things, the 1957 state runner-up basketball team, 34-1, still the winningest team in the long and illustrious history of basketball here at Collinsville. The 1980 state championship baseball team. Those are your teams. Your individuals on the athletic front. Kim Brombolich, now Kim Tebow, was a fantastic, just in general athlete on the girls' side of things back in the late 70s. Still very high up there in terms of several records for basketball, I know for sure. Rick George, graduated in class of 78, worked in a variety of sports management type roles and is now Deion Sanders' boss, essentially. He's the athletic director at the University of Colorado. Jim Herron, who was the photographer for the St. Louis Cardinals for many years. And Craig Stahl, who was an all-state soccer player back in the 70s and went on to be an All-American player at Rockhurst University in Kansas City, and also played professionally for a while. And then your your just in general achievements, you have Alan Pruins, who was a Marine Corps veteran and later worked as a geophysicist, so essentially going around and finding oil fields. Dr. Joe Rubens, who was a nurse in the area for many years and working as an advocate for people with disabilities. And Carl McGraw, who was a reporter for the Collinsville Herald newspaper for many years. I'm going to give you all a quick rundown here on your first half stats. Leading scorer in this one is Jace Wilkinson. He has 13 points. Other scorers for Collinsville: Donovan Coates with 7, Stanley Carnahan with 6, Chase Reynolds with 3, and Evan Wilkinson with 2. For Carbondale, Corian Keene leads the way with 6 points on 2 3-pointers. Jackson Marlowe Evans with 4, Kalen Lilly with 3, and Davin Woolley with 2. From the lines, Carbondale 3 of 9 from 3, perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Collinsville 6 of 15 from 3, which is right at 40%, 3 of 4 from the line. 5 turnovers for Collinsville, 8 for Carbondale. Rebounding in favor of Collinsville 17-12, 15-13 after 1, and then Collinsville outscored Carbondale 16-2 in the second quarter to give them their 16-point lead. We're going to go ahead and take one more break here and be back in just a bit for second half action here on the Kahok Broadcast Club Network.
Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem.
Collinsville up 31-15 in the first round of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Kahawks looking to go back to the quarterfinals. They won their first round game last year against Eisenhower. It was not an easy game, though, and it seems like Collinsville has grown into this game quite a bit as we begin the third quarter. Matt Clark alongside Zach Roseman. I want to remind you, again, the technical difficulties sometimes are unavoidable, so we appreciate you all rolling with the punches, as we say here. And, again, we appreciate you guys tuning into Kahawks basketball, and hopefully this will be fixed by the end of the night, by the end of the tournament, by the end of the next game. We'll do our very best. Zach, as Collinsville gets the ball here to start the third quarter, what did you like about what the Kahawks did in the second quarter to really build this lead?
Well, they defended well and they shot it well, and that's a pretty easy way to get things going, and they started to work it inside a bit more, a bit like they did just there. Solomon Talbot gets his first bucket of the night, and they play good defense. You got to play good defense because I don't think Carbondale's shot selection has been horrendous, but they weren't getting anything to fall. Just 2 points in the second quarter for the Terriers, and so they're going to have to Sure, Coach Miller's been around a long time. I'm sure he's going to try and do what he can to make some adjustments to keep the Terriers in it here as they find themselves down 18 points.
Talbot with the rejection after Woolley tried to put it up over him. Coates the other way, a great finish. And Collinsville leads by 20.
Do have a quick update as girls team were in action today over at MICDS, dropping a tough one, 41-31 to the Ladue Rams. They'll be back in action Monday morning against somebody in the 7th place game. Anyway, back to you, Matt.
Absolutely. Hopefully the girls basketball team can pick up a win at the MICDS tournament. Always good to see them, and they've had a strong year as well. There's a bit of a wild play right there where the Caden Green tried to put it up. Collinsville's really feeling it now. Coates, pull-up jumper, short. It fell right to Carnahan, but he couldn't make the rebound, couldn't put it up and in. Carbondale has scored just 2 points in the last 8 minutes of play. Collinsville shut them down in the second quarter. It's very rare to see a team only score 2 points in a quarter, but that's exactly what Collinsville held Carbondale to. They've got to be really proud of their defensive effort. That's something that could potentially help them if they do win this game. That three's long, and Reynolds is up for the board.
Yeah, that's the trick. You can do, obviously you got to score to win, but if you can keep the other team from scoring, that makes life a lot easier for you. Nice job there from Talbot and Carnahan fighting down there in the paint, and Solomon gets his second bucket. And
bad pass to Coates right in the middle there, and he buries the jumper. Jim Miller's going to have to call a timeout. Collinsville has really got things going here. An 8-0 run to start the third quarter. They might have just put this game to bed. K-Hawks by 24. Back in a moment here on the K-Hawk Broadcast Club Network.
Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former K-Hawk Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010.
Collinsville has a very comfortable lead now in Game 6 of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. If things hold up, we are in for a get your popcorn out game tomorrow. It should be a thrilling show. Richard King, Collinsville legend, his son Howie would likely play against Collinsville. That'd be at 1 o'clock. We'll have that game for you if Collinsville wins this one on the K-Hawk Broadcast Club Network. Wild shot there from Marlo Evans. Somehow it came out to Chase Fike, who got that one to roll in. Finally, something went Carbondale's way. Their first points since early in the second quarter. 39-18. Also want to pass along my congratulations to all of the players who were inducted into the Hall of Fame, Collinsville's Hall of Fame. Coates with a corner three. And that included the great Richard Keene, who's played well, who was so great for Collinsville back in the late 80s, early 90s. And awesome to see him here with his entire family and Howie. Really cool moment.
Yeah. Obviously, they don't make it public, the ballot, at all, even semi-public, as Jordan Taylor will make his first entry into the game for Collinsville. Done some impressive teams, pretty rangy, athletic guy, about 6'5". He's had some good showings at the JV level. One game he had about 3 dunks, which you don't see too often in a JV game, so certainly a name to keep an eye on in the future as he makes his first appearance here on the PFHC floor here.
Marlo Evans surveying, trying to go baseline. Now it's back out to Lilly. Carbondale is trying to find some offensive luck. Fike! The rebound from Lilly, he can't even put it in. Back-to-back chances right at the rim for Carbondale. They can't convert.
And that just kind of sums up how it's been for pretty much anything. Really very similar. Nice job there by Green getting in there for the steal. Kind of shades of the last game. It was pretty even after one quarter between Woodlands Christian Oakville is a nice pull-up jumper there from Marlo Evans. But then Collinsville just kind of blew it open a little bit in the second quarter. But Carbondale, they're not going to want to go away quietly, and we'll see if they can show a little bit better fight back than what Oakville were able to provide in the last one.
Coates in the corner, Carnahan in the post. He'll go alone here this time. Hook shot was short, but he's going to the line. Stanley Carnahan with his first trip to the line today. He had 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting in the first half, so he's going to look to push that forward. Go ahead.
Yeah, Carnahan struggled a little bit from the free throw line so far this year. Hasn't had a ton of opportunities, but didn't look horrible and just a little strong as Davin Woolley will come back in. He'll take the place of Chase Fike.
So Carnahan with the Kahawks leading by 22 points. He has been a great player. He lives just outside the Caseyville, Fairview Heights area. And so he's always been a basketball fan. He's always been, into Collinsville Middle School, Collinsville High School. He didn't play any other sport, which I respect because that's how I went. I didn't play any other high school sports except for basketball. I think he did like volleyball, though. He's called for the foul there.
I think he came out, did play some volleyball last year. Coach Mike Nichols able to do some work getting some of the basketball guys to come out for volleyball. It's kind of a similar skill set a little bit in regards to, being tall and being able to jump, being, generally positive traits in both sports. So it's worked out to varying degrees of success as
Cawthorn inside. This is Green. Carnahan's got the defense right here. Green tried to drop step. Cawthorn inside, and Taylor forces the steal, which it ends up coming to Wilkinson. See if Jordan Taylor could potentially get some points. Wow, that's really easy from Chase Reynolds. Left completely wide open. That's part of why Collinsville's leading by 25 points now.
Yeah, see, he's kind of parted for him as we'll see Will Lehman come in for the first time, the other freshman on the roster for the Terriers.
The three from Marlo Evans is good. That's his 18th three of the season. And one of the Carbondale players went down there for a moment. That was number 11. And there will be an illegal screen on Carnahan. Woolley went down, but he's back up and okay. Marlo Evans just hasn't done enough for Carbondale to keep them in this game. And the other thing we were talking about was Stanley Carnahan. Say a little something about his hairstyles over the years. For those of you who don't know, Carnahan, he's got, I guess, frosted tips right now and then that nice little hairstyle. It was a shaved hairstyle, looked like Eminem last year. He had a mohawk back 2 years ago, or back when he was in middle school, and he had actually a pretty good hairstyle freshman year. I think my favorite hairstyle of his was freshman year, for being honest.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a little interesting, but it works out okay. As
Marlo Evans has the steal here, and Reynolds maybe almost attempted to block this, and so Collinsville doesn't want to take their foot off the gas just yet. Jace Wilkinson has not played much. There's Marlo Evans with the steal. He will score, I guarantee you. Well, maybe Coach Lee calls timeout. Well, 2 bad turnovers back-to-back for the Kahawks.
Up 18, I think you trust on the guys to settle them down as Carbondale kind of throw the biggest body they can at Carnahan as Owen Lee, 6'4", senior, I think somewhere in the, probably up over 250 pounds, and we'll see how he's able to do.
Well, Carnahan just went right past him.
Yep, just went right around him. Don't need to go through him if you can get around him, and worked out pretty well there. Stand up to 9 points, been a pretty good game for him. Might be approaching his season high, actually.
Stan the man is what you want to call him, Carnahan. And he's a big Cars fan, so he's steering the Kahawks right now to their win. And when he plays and he gets into a groove, that's always helpful. And especially with Talbot out, he could play as a smaller center if necessary. Marlo Evans from the top of the key. Was that one tipped on the way? No, it's an air ball. Jace Wilkinson and Solomon Talbot checking back in for the Kahawks.
As Taylor and Evan Wilkinson will head to the bench as Collinsville student section, which fairly good contingent here on this last Friday in December. Winter break going on for everybody as some pressure being applied there by Woolley, getting out and guarding Wilkinson is trying to work the high-low and just a free throw line jumper and a good
Comes back to Coates, though, and the three, he got fouled. Count the basket. He's going to the line for a 4-point play. That's the best that you could see from Donovan Coates. He's really worked on that 3-point shot, and it dropped right there. It looks like he's a little tired out there, but Coates now has 17 points. He's about ready to hit his season average.
Yeah, done a good job. We've seen him do more. We've seen him put in more. Like I said, high at 33 this season, but just taking the time to get a little bit of a breath in. As we don't know if Donovan, with the timing of Edwardsville getting out of the holiday tournament, I don't know. I think
he did not play. This is his first minutes in the Holiday Classic. Could not complete the 4-point play though. And there's 4 seconds in between shot clock and game clock. There's Lee with the pass to Woolley. Now Marlo Evans. Oh, that's a contested three and left it just short, and then it bounced off the top of the rim and onto the backboard. I'm sure Jim Miller is not too pleased with that shot, and like Oakville, I'm sure Jim Miller is not too pleased with how Carbondale has performed after the first quarter. I mean, at the end of the first quarter, it was just a 2-point game. Carbondale had 8 of the first 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like, I don't know that they've played horrendously. They've just done a nice pass there from Coates out to Wilkinson.
Couldn't make the three. Lee's got the rebound. 3 seconds to go, and they will fire one deep. That one short from Devin Woolley, and that'll end the third quarter. Coach Lee always has the K-Hawks ready to play during the Holiday Classic tournament, and he's very good in these first games in game 1 for the K-Hawks, and it looks like Collinsville is going back to the quarterfinals. 8 more minutes of game 6 coming your way next on the K-Hawk Student Broadcast Club Network.
Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the Kahok Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
Fun day number 1, and the winner of this game's got Woodlands Christian tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Winner of that game goes to the semifinals at 7:30 tomorrow, so could be some fun games there. Collinsville just got the ball after the first missed shot by Carbondale of this fourth quarter. It's really gotten icy cold for Carbondale from the field late in this game. Collinsville 50, Carbondale 27. If you are from the Carbondale area, we appreciate you tuning in. Coates is fouled. Actually, it'll be an off-ball foul on Talbot, picked up by Owen Lee. As a reminder to the Carbondale fans who are tuning in today, unfortunately for you all, the rest of the games that are played by Carbondale in this tournament will not be live streamed on the here. They will not be live streamed for free. You will have to go to Huddle Fan, search Collinsville, and that's how you can get all the rest of the games because Carbondale's not playing Collinsville, so those will be pay-per-view. But tune in. We have a great broadcast crew over there. Our camera works a little bit better, too. So we hope you join us for that. You likely will see the games in the Aux Gym if Carbondale ends up losing this game. Talbot fouled once more. 2 quick fouls for Carbondale. That one's going to go on Will Lehman. And Jim Miller's kind of emptied the bench here, resigning the fate for Carbondale at this moment.
Yeah, it's just trying to save your legs because you play 4 games in 3 days no matter what. So win, lose, or, well, you can't tie in basketball. Nice job there from Taylor, skying for the rebound.
Extra pass to Wilkinson for 3. So 2 guys that have not necessarily played so much in this season. Kamari Mays and Jordan Taylor linked up for that. Taylor with the good kick out to Kamari Mays, and Mays found an open Wilkinson. And Get your best shooters involved. That's important. Good pull-up jumper from Marlo Evans. He's keeping the pace right now. He is got 15 points for Carbondale. Really paced their offense. He's got 15 points. The rest of the Terriers team has 14.
Well, you got 6 of that is the 2 threes from Corian Keene. So, yeah, a lot of offensive production coming from just one guy, which Carbondale kind of had last year with the Carl Payne as
Kamari Mays hits the 3. He came down 2, potentially could have been a 4-point play, and everybody from Collinsville is feeling it. Talbot with the block at the rim. Taylor with the rebound, trying to get it up to Coates. Loose ball picked up by Carbondale. That was really fun from Kahok basketball there for a moment. A long 2 is short, and it falls back to Kamari Mays ahead of the pack, looking for 5 quick points. Short rebound, Taylor. He's going to the free throw line. Look at the role players for Collinsville coming in and making an impact in this Holiday Classic game.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good when you can see, Collinsville kind of develop, that 7th and 8th option. And one guy that we haven't seen, and may see here, depending on when Coach Lee chooses or chooses not to empty his bench, as Taylor makes his first free throw. May see DeAndre Brown. We could also see William Moulton, younger brother of Aaron Moulton, who was a member of that vaunted class of 2020. Wasn't able to play much his senior year, unfortunately, as he picked up an injury during football season.
High fives all around to the players that just checked out, and they were high-fiving the student section there, Talbot and Coates. Jordan Taylor just made his first free throw of his varsity career, making a 2-for-2 trip. His first point since December the 3rd against Rochester. Him, Mays have both scored, so great to see those guys get off the mark here at the Holiday Classic. Deep 3, short, and the rebound to Wilkinson. That one was shot by Chase Fike, who only has 6 made threes on the year.
See Adonis Spearman into the game for the first time for the Terriers. Spearman, a 5'11 junior, and he's matched up with Evan Wilkinson for the Terriers.
Mays surveying, and Wilkinson trying to get around the defender. Had Carnahan open in the post, but passed it up. And 10 seconds to go on the shot clock here for Collinsville. They'll have to get going. Wilkinson, Evan to Chase, 7 on the shot clock. Carnahan inside, puts it up after the fake. Collinsville has 60 in their opening game at the Holiday Classic.
11 for Carnahan, and I'd have to think that's season high or close to it, and maybe not sure what his high was last year, as Coach Miller does a good job getting a quick timeout. It's the 30s. We'll just keep it here to check on that for you all.
Yeah, Stanley Carnahan this year, that is his career high. He had 10 in the opener against Heron, but came back and stand the man with 11 to lead all scorers. He might have had a better performance last year. Carnahan, to be fair, him and Chase Reynolds will really have an impact because they both played, and I believe both of them started on the team that won the Holiday Classic last year. I mean, the Woodlands came in. That's good. That's going to be Collinsville's next opponent, it looks like. The Woodlands came in and had a really impressive showing against Oakville. Collinsville's sort of done the same thing here. Can they, I mean, what are their chances, Zach, of being able to make this run? They at least competed with Bevel East. That's a team they could potentially face in the semifinal. But
yeah,
how much of a chance do they got here?
I mean, anything's possible. We saw, in some ways, this team, the circumstances of the tournament, as find out that Carnahan's career high is 14 points in a game you and I actually did, the Riverview Gardens game last year.
I remember that. So I guess Carnahan plays good when we call his game. Good thing we'll be on the call tomorrow. Carnahan almost slammed that one in, but he's just continuing his great stretch now. 13, an extra basket he can get to his career high at 15.
There you go.
Carnahan running the floor against this Carbondale team that looks worn out right now. Fike, little pull-up fader, and Kamari Mays played really good defense there. He's got the board. Mays around Fike, teardrop floater short. Jordan Taylor almost had the rebound. I think that's off Carbondale. Referees agree, and it'll stay with Collinsville.
Do you have a number 21 on that roster you got for Carbondale?
Don't believe so.
Nope.
If that's the case, we'll just let it be.
Yep, we have a mystery individual. We'll try and get the identity on that individual for any future games as the ball's deflected out of bounds there by Woolley.
Yep, and just to mention, the Jayhawks are up more than 30 points. The running clock is in effect for the second straight game. Great pass, Jordan Taylor with the basket.
Yep, Taylor with his second bucket as Carbondale looked to bring it down here pretty quickly. Seas kind of parted, and
oh man, Taylor almost had a block. Then he did have a block. He's having one of his best games of his high school career. Wilkinson. DeAndre Brown is into the game for the first time, so all of Collinsville's starters outside of Wilkinson are on the bench, and Wilkinson just turned it over. Collinsville had a large win like this last year in the Holiday Classic too. Remember when they dominated Triad, had the running clock on them. I believe the final score of that game was 69-27.
yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how that's all worked out. As foul there on Mays.
Lilly will go to the line, which is interesting because Caleb Lilly came into this season only 13% from three, or pardon me, 25% from the free throw line.
Yeah, kind of interesting. And
number 23 is Corleon Keene.
21.
21, we're searching right now. There you go, he missed the first free throw. CJ Robinson, he's a junior.
Yeah, 6-foot junior. All right.
2.5 minutes to go. Reminder, Lincoln Mundelein is next. Zach Roseman, Todd Duke will be on that call as Lilly got his own miss. 3-point try on the left wing, no good.
Nice
And
job.
Wilkinson picks up the rebound. He's fouled. That's Carbondale's fourth foul of the quarter. And that game will be on Huddle Fan exclusively. If you're a Rail Splitters fan trying to wait for that game, go to Huddle Fan. You'll have to tune in from there. Next time we'll be on the Broadcast Student Network if all continues to go to plan. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, Collinsville will face the Woodlands Christian Academy for a spot in the Holiday Classic semifinals. Do not miss that one. It will be a doozy.
Well, I will say for the Lincoln have their own hometown radio station. They do an excellent job with their streams as shot up from Moulton, no good. Taylor sailed in there for the rebound, but Taylor is able to come up with it. And Will Lehman will bring it up as we'll see
Hunter Thorpe is going to come into the game at the next opportunity. Lehman, nice spin cycle move for the score. Carbondale up past 30 points in this game. They had 15 in the first half, 16 here in the second half. Brown, Wilkinson, he's probably the best scoring option in this five right now, but he's likely going to get taken out of the game. A.J. Main airballs a three. And unfortunately
that was last
Thorpe,
year. William Moulton.
There's a foul by Brown. That'll get the subs in. It'll be Hunter Thorpe.
And Aiden Terrell.
And Aiden Terrell. So Aiden Terrell and Hunter Thorpe, and they haven't had a ton of offensive or ton of game time here, but a big win from Collinsville is going to get them their first Holiday Classic minutes. How cool.
Yep, I think Thorpe got he got a bucket in garbage time, and might have been that Rochester game actually. Carbondale do have to take at least one more shot, so we'll see if they can get a little more into their total here. As
Lilly, Brown almost had the steal there. And Robinson drives inside, lost the handle, and with 10 seconds to go, that will hold the clock. And that'll do it, folks. Collinsville, the defending champions, strong performance. They got off to a slow start, but they took care of business tonight. 64-31 winners over Carbondale, and it sets up an awesome quarterfinal game where Collinsville will play against one of their very own legends, his son, Howie Keene, in the Woodlands Christian Academy Warriors. That'll be your quarterfinal game at 1 o'clock. Jayhawks, 30-point winners for a second game in the last 5 Holiday Classic games, and the purple and white crowd leaves very pleased with Collinsville's performance. One of their most comprehensive wins of the season, so credit Collinsville there. So that'll do us from the Kahok Student Broadcast Club Network. Stanley Carnahan is your player of the game. He finishes with 13 points. That's his second most in his Collinsville career. Very impressive from the Kahawks. Well, Nick Horace, Jamori Weisinger, a couple of the old Kahawk players in the house, the ones who won the defending championship last year. They won the championship last year. They got to be pleased with the performance. That'll do it. Once again, Zach Roseman is his name. My name is Matt Clark. Join us on tomorrow, when Collinsville plays against Woodlands in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic Tournament quarterfinals. That's at 1 o'clock. That's the only game of that day you'll see live here for free, and then the second game for Collinsville as well. And in addition to that, Collinsville, if you want to tune into the rest of the games here at the Holiday Classic, go to Huddle Fan, search Collinsville, and watch the Kahok Sports Network. And we appreciate your support of the Holiday Classic and Collinsville Kahok Athletics in that process. But for now, good night, and hope you have a very great rest of your day. Lincoln and Mundelein is next on Huddle Fan on the Kahok Sports Network. But for now, good night from the Kahok Broadcast Club Network.